Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to The Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado Springs Real Estate Authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. Barb is an author. Barb Schlinker is a pilot, and Barb and her team enjoy everything that Colorado Springs has to offer. Barb, always great to be talking with you. We air the Real Estate Voice every Saturday. If you cannot listen to the entire show, it's available on YouTube. Just search Barb Schlinker, Schlinker, and it's also on most popular podcast platforms as well. IHeart Radio and all of the others. Barb, indications are the housing market is cooling off, probably because of the rising prices and the interest rates. This show helps people in the real estate area learn about buying and selling their homes. What will we be covering today?
Well, Richard, I don't think we'll ever see another market like we did in 2021, where we had crazy low inventory, high demand, and ridiculously low interest rates. It was great for those people that got in on it, but chances of that happening again are kind of slim. And so what we're seeing right now is an increase in inventory. Some of that is actually seasonal. So typically, the number of available homes that go on the market from January to December look a lot like a bell curve, where it's low inventory kind of in January, really all the way through the spring. And then it really kicks off through the summer and then slows down again in the winter. So I don't think the housing market's going to crash. I think the rate of appreciation is going to go down. So we're going to really cover that subject. And then also the next topic we're going to cover is about how to be the best home on the block when selling your home. And that's the number one question that we get. Now, some people know. I was in a house yesterday. It was perfect. It was so fun. You know, everything was just ready to go to the nines. So that's thrilling, but most people don't know what to do. So we're going to talk about what to do to get your house to be the best one on the block. And then the next topic we're going to talk about is appraisals. So this comes up a lot. Many people mix up appraisals with inspections. It's not the same thing. It doesn't have the same purpose. So we'll go into some detail about that. And then the very last subject is why some homes fly off the shelf and others do not. And of course, I love highlighting my hot new listings. Richard?
You always have hot new listings. Barb, this real estate market is still red hot, and the market is one where mortgage interest rates, inflation on the rise, interest rates rising. Do you think this hot market is starting to reverse its red hot trend?
Well, it's funny. I listen to a lot of YouTube blogs because I'm on YouTube. So it's fun for me to poke around and see what other people are saying. And I search my favorite topics, which are finance. I have a thing about Bitcoin. I love flying, all those things. But finance and real estate, obviously I'm paying attention to because that is my career. But it was funny to hear Dave Ramsey. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's on some radio stations, and he's the big guy, get out of debt and get your financial house in order guru. Really smart advice. I love listening to him. And somebody called in and thought that the real estate market was going to crash, go the other way. Should I sell my home and sit on the sideline? And he said, you know what? The only time in our lifetime that real estate prices went backwards were during the meltdown of 2008 to 2011. And that was mostly because of sloppy lending. Lending had a lot to do with it. They were giving loans to people that couldn't qualify. And so it had a very quick bad effect on the whole market wide, and created really a reduction in home prices. So I don't see that happening in the future. I see the rate of appreciation slowing down. So home sellers probably should not be stepping on the gas with pricing. They should price it what I call realistically versus optimistically. And just in the past month, because they increased the interest rates pretty quickly from around 3%, which was uncommonly low, to 5.5. Well, we recently saw a correction where interest rates actually went from 5.5 back down to 5.09 because the number of mortgage applications slowed down. It became unaffordable. So the market kind of neutralizes. You know, what we've seen in the past 2 years is low supply, high demand. We're actually still in a low supply, high demand market. However, it's not as low and then demand is not as high as it was last year. It's starting to normalize just a little bit. And some of the, some of the big tech CEOs like Redfin, he thought the rates would go to 6%. They're not at 6% now. Inventory would be increasing. Well, to me, that's sort of like, okay, thank you, Mr. Obvious, because inventory always increases in the summer. But, I don't believe we're going to see the prices go down. There have been some people in the last couple of months that have actually reduced their price as many as 19%. The reason is they stepped on the gas a little bit too much, in my view. The problem is we're looking backwards in time when we look at similar sales, and we're looking at a red hot market where every home had a bidding war and everything was chaos and a dog pile of buyers. But that's not so much what's happening now. We're still getting a lot of showings, and I'm going to show you in this show how to be the best home on the block. That way you can get top dollar for your home. But if you price it what I call optimistically versus realistically, it may not happen, and you might have to reduce your price. And we saw that. We just got new stats come out for May, and it indicates that the average price went down a little bit. It went from $561 down to $554. And I think it's kind of still in line. I believe that there was a big surge in the spring because everybody knew that the prices of interest rates were going to go up. So people were jumping on houses. But if you look at the real stats of the number of sales that are going on year to date, we're looking at way more sales in 2022, even than we had in 2021. So I think it's still even though we have inventory rising, we have less homes available than we did before COVID. We have some seasonal increase. But the number of homes available as compared to 2019 is still down by 27%. So right now, if you took a snapshot of how many homes are on the market, this market, Pikes Peak region, which is El Paso, Teller, Elbert counties, all types of properties just under 1,500. But if you look back in 2019, there were 1,846 homes. So yes, we're still in a low supply, high demand, good market. Prices are still rising, just not as fast. Year to date, the prices have gone up $59,518 on average. So what does that mean? That means that if you buy a piece of real estate, it's a good investment. It's going to go up in value. So I think it's a good idea. Inventory has gone up, but that's seasonal. And our track record, so we've had a good year so far this year. We sell a home every 2.7 days. Our goal is to get our home sellers top dollar. Right now, our average is 104.8% over asking price. And that would mean that you would put in your pocket, on average, $26,162 more dollars. And you know what? Not every home sells for over asking price. It really depends on where the seller priced the home and how we position the home. But we have lots of buyers looking for homes, so we're going to try to motivate not just our buyers, but all the buyers in the population to get you the most amount of money. Right now we have over 26,000 just on our little website. So if you're thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
I'm Richard Randall here with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, what to do to get your home ready for sale, what a home buyer should pay for your home in this market, how much you will put in your pocket when it sells, visit barbhasthebuyers.com or call 719-301-3900. And you're listening to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. You can reach her and her team at 719-301-3900. We're talking about whether or not you think that this local real estate market boom is on borrowed time. Why do you think this market is still pretty strong, Barb?
Well, Colorado Springs was just ranked the number 2 best place to live among 150 of the top markets in the country, up from number 6 last year. And this time of year in Colorado is spectacular. The weather is usually beautiful. We don't have too many bugs. The views are spectacular. So it's a great time to sell a home. We ranked kind of average on housing affordability, but we actually ranked number 10, the highest score you could get for a desirable place to live. And this is the best time of year to show that off. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I don't think the market values are going to go down. Yes, the rate of appreciation will slow down a little bit. We've been spoiled for the past couple of years, but now is a great time to sell your home if you're thinking of making a move and realize all of your equity. And you know what? The rising cost of mortgages, yes, it's going to be a little bit harder for people. So no, we're not going to see bidding wars on every single property. Those days are probably over unless it's priced what I call slightly below market to make the buyers just go crazy. It really depends on hiring the right agent to position the home to get you the most amount of money. And that's what we do as a company. And you could call us anytime at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You're listening to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. A short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing why should a home seller care about an appraisal. Stay tuned for that.